Hello and welcome back, all you wonderful Rise of Kingdoms players out there. This is Dragothien here, and as you can see, today we're going to be doing a commander pairing spotlight. We're going to have a massive series on this. I want to put together the best pairings and some unusual pairings like we're about to see here today, where you guys can understand what these pairings will do for you. I want to break them down into 5 categories. We're going to have survivability, damage, utility, speed, and talents. We're going to go through all of those. We're going to give them a star ranking, and then at the end we're going to give them a final grade on each role that you can have in the game: open field, rally, and garrison. Let's go ahead and jump in and let's get started. Alright, so we're going to be doing the pairing Xiang and Takeda today. This is going to again give you an idea of what you can do with this particular pairing for the open field, for rally, and for garrison. Now, just to start off the bat, this is more for open field for this pairing. You're not necessarily going to use this as a primary option for rally or garrison, but I will give them a grade for that because, again, we're going to be doing tons of pairings in this type of series, and I wanted to make sure that you guys have everything that you need so that you know what to use Xiang and Takeda for. I've had this question happen quite a bit. People wanting to know, can you use Takeda with Xiang as primary? Well, this is going to give you the definitive answer on what you should use them for. So first off, we have the survivability rank, and this is going to provide you what you need for understanding how tanky this pairing is, how survivable it's going to be in the open field, rally, and garrison, particularly open field for this case. Survivability is going to be 3 out of 5 stars. That puts it at the average. If you look at the top left, I have all the star rankings broken down from best down to not worth it. This is going to put him right in the middle. Normally without Takeda, if you're putting Xiang with, say, a William or a Saladin or any type of other cavalry type commander, you're not going to have as much survivability because Xiang really has full attack on the majority of his stuff, and he is on the skill tree, which we're going to be talking about when we get down to the bottom on the talents. There's not a whole lot of survivability on the skill tree. It's more about pumping out the damage. So Takeda helps him get to 3 out of 5 stars. I think without Takeda and maybe some of those other pairings that are more damage focused, he would even be lower in the 2 out of 5 star range. But I'm going to give him 3 out of 5 stars because of Takeda's heal, because of Takeda's defensive bonuses that helps him bring up to the 3 out of 5 stars. Damage. Also a 3 out of 5 star. Now, again, Xiang by himself, great damage. He has a ton of damage. I will say the one thing I ticked him off for when it comes to stars, when he has his AoE, it's a 25% damage debuff when he hits multiple targets. I took a little bit of points away when it came to that because most other legendary commanders only have a 15% damage debuff when it comes to hitting multiple targets with an AoE. Also, as a secondary, Takeda doesn't really have a skill damage to go along with Xiang primary skill damage. So again, the damage that you're going to be doing with this particular pair, while it is good, it's just not going to be that top tier, very good, or best ranking, which is why, again, this received a 3 out of 5 star for the damage ranking. Now, utility is another story. 4 out of 5 stars. Really could have maybe even gone to that 5 star because Takeda does the debuff Fierce as Fire, because of Xiang primary skill debuffing defense, which is a critical stat on the field. This could have even been a 5 star ranking, but I gave it a 4 star just because, again, the actual utility for the group really only lies with the primary commander and is not really necessarily going to be helping so much on the secondary commander. Even though Fierce as Fire is a universal debuff that everybody can utilize, it's not that great of a debuff to where everybody utilizing that debuff is going to be massively overpowered. So again, Xiang having that 30% defense debuff with his AoE, alongside of, again, Takeda providing some extra stat debuffs and buffs when it comes to defense, I gave him 4 out of 5 stars. Fourth category is speed. Now, inherently, Cav are going to be more speedy. The problem with Xiang is that whenever he is swarmed and whenever he's casting all of his skills, he has that self debuff with his movement speed. That's going to be a little bit of a problem. When he's casting, he's going to have a debuff to his own speed, and that debuff on the speed stacks a lot. Conversely, if he's not attacking anybody, he actually has the potential to be increasing his speed as long as he's not attacking anybody. Now, also Takeda does have something similar, but again, you need to be attacking somebody whenever he gives his movement speed buff. So it's kind of a trade-off. If you're attacking, Takeda will kind of alleviate some of the movement speed debuff that you give yourself from these skills from Xiang Yu, but at the same time, if you're running away and you're not attacking anybody, you do have the option of getting a speed boost from Xiang Yu's skill. The problem is you're already usually debuffed pretty heavily from a movement speed standpoint at that time. So again, gave him 3 out of 5 stars here. Again, average, okay, not great, not best, but also it's not terrible either. He's not marching around with infantry. He's not super slow with no movement speed buffs whatsoever. So that's why, again, I gave him a 3 out of 5 star. And finally, the talent tree. So the talent tree you're going to be using in this particular pairing is going to be the skill and the cavalry talent tree, possibly a little bit of the conquering tree as well if you wanted to. However, again, I personally would go heavy into the cav tree and also the skill tree, getting rejuvenate, getting all the movement speed and bonus stats in the cavalry talent tree. You can also, again, go down to buckler shield and get that in the conquering tree too. I do like the talent tree available to Xiang Yu, especially with this particular pairing, so I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. We're not operating with, say, an attack tree or a defense tree or an integration tree or anything like that. These are 3 primary top tier talent trees to choose from. That's why I gave it a 4 out of 5 star. Now, this is his overall ranking from a star perspective. Let's go to the right and talk about his actual grade. So Xiang Yu and Takeda, their open field grade, their rally grade, and their garrison grade. Again, we're really focusing on the open field here in this situation. This is not normally your top tier pair for rally or garrison, but I wanted to give a full grade on all different roles in the game so that you guys can understand exactly how to use this commander. First off, we have the S tier, which is best in class. This is something that you should bring to the field, use as a rally or use as a garrison lead 100 times out of 100. This is the best of the best. Then you got A tier, which is very good. It's something that's used as a backup if you don't have those S tiers available, if those players are asleep or whatever. B tier is just okay. Again, don't expect a great trade, but don't expect something that it's going to blow out your hospital. And then finally, F tier, just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not really going to give you anything good. So open field grade, we're going to give Xiang Yu Takeda with having 4 out of 5 stars twice and 3 out of 5 stars 3 times, an A tier grade for open field. There's your A tier grade. That's going to be, again, a very good, solid pair, but has some shortcomings. I think a lot of that has to do with the lack of secondary damage from Takeda, has a lot to do with the movement speed debuffs that you provide yourself when you're attacking. You have to commit with this pair. Again, with Xiang Yu debuffing his own movement speed, it's kind of like you're going to commit, and then if you get swarmed, you're going to get swarmed, and it's going to hurt. Because again, the survivability pieces that Takeda provides, if you're moving, don't apply to you. You can't be healing yourself whenever you're moving, and again, that's going to hurt you in the long run. So A grade on the open field. For rally, I would put this as a B tier. And again, the only reason I would say B versus F is that it will do something. It just won't do very good or best. So it is okay. You can use this as a city rally or an open field rally. But again, if you're in a top tier kingdom, don't use this as a primary rally. This is something that you can use to rally some 40 million cities, or you can use it to rally a secondary flag that's got a few 100,000 troops in it, that kind of thing. Do not use this as a primary. Everybody fill, let's go ahead and have a long 10-minute rally. Don't do it for that. Do it for those secondary side stuff that's not really getting focused on. And finally, for garrison grade, we're going to go with F. A lot of the stuff that Xiang Yu and Takeda provide are while on the map. Garrison is not on the map, it's in a stronghold or city. So that being said, the majority of the skills that both of these commanders provide, a lot of them are open field only, which means they will not activate on a garrison situation. So I would give the garrison grade of F to the Xiang Yu and Takeda pair. Open field, we have A tier. Rally, we have B tier. And garrison, we have F tier. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it's been helpful for you all. Again, I'm going to be doing this series for quite some time. I'm going to sprinkle them in throughout the week. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this one, and if you have any particular pairings that you want me to give this same treatment for, throw it in the comments section below. Hit the like button before you leave. Hit the sub button if you have not done so already, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers, have a good one, and take care.